Hi all, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I want to share an update with you on the last story I covered about the hero trucker who found the miracle baby crawling along the side of Highway 110 East in Louisiana. The news has reported that 1-year-old King Trail has been released from the hospital and has entered into protective custody. If you didn't get a chance to watch my last video about this bizarre story, the truck driver found little King Trail about 6 miles away from where police recovered his 4-year-old brother Legend's body from a body of water behind the Welcome Center in Vinton. When police were called to the scene and found 4-year-old Legend, God rest his soul, they had not yet received any reports of any missing children in the area. So they didn't know if he drowned there or if he was placed there after his life was taken somewhere else. And police still haven't released that information yet. Then, when they were informed by Legend's family members that he had a 1-year-old baby brother, and the 2 boys were last seen with their mother, police prepared to return to the body of water behind the Welcome Center to search for baby King Trail. Then they received the shocking phone call from Reginald Walton, the hero truck driver that found baby King Trail alive. And not only did he find him, but he describes in his story that by the time he realized what he saw and was able to stop his truck, he ran back down the highway nearly a quarter of a mile to rescue him.
We begin with an only on News 15 exclusive. Tonight we are hearing from the truck driver who spotted a 1-year-old boy crawling along the side of I-10 in Calcasieu Parish.
The deputies say the baby boy spent 2 days on the side of the interstate not far from where his 4-year-old brother was found dead in the water behind the Vinton Welcome Center. The mother of the children is under arrest in Mississippi. News 15's Jim Hummel joins us live in studio tonight after speaking with the truck driver. Jim, what have you learned this evening?
Well, Jeff and Lauren, we have learned that the baby is now out of the hospital and does have that truck driver to thank for being alive. Tonight, my conversation with the driver about the moments that likely saved the baby's life. It's a story you'll see only on News 15. It was here along I-10 in Calcasieu Parish where truck driver Reginald Walton couldn't believe his eyes.
I noticed an image to the right over in the to the right embankment, and I thought maybe it was a doll that someone had thrown out the window or so out the car. But as I was passing by, I saw it move, and I said, "Hey, that looks like a baby." So I was doing about 65 or 70 miles an hour, so it took me about a quarter of a mile to bring my truck to a complete stop.
During that time, Walton called 911. When he was able to stop, he then ran back toward what he saw.
Sure enough, there was a little boy sitting down the embankment there. As I approached him, he smiled at me, and then he stood up and started crying and walked toward me. Once he walked toward me, I grabbed his hand and he stopped crying at that point.
The baby boy was brought to the hospital, and even after 2 days along busy I-10 exposed to the elements, the baby was relatively fine.
And we looked at this 1-year-old as our miracle baby because he was still alive. Unbelievable.
The baby was found alive not far from the Vinton Welcome Center. That's where his 4-year-old brother was found dead in the water 1 day earlier. The mother of the children, 25-year-old Aaliyah Jack of Lake Charles, was arrested in Mississippi. Authorities have not yet commented on how the children ended up along I-10, but in a news conference, Calcasieu Sheriff Stitch Guillory praised the truck driver, Reginald Walton, for saving the baby's life.
Thank God that trucker seen him.
The sheriff even said, thank God for that driver who stopped and called 911. People are calling you a hero. What do you say to that?
I don't feel like I'm a hero. I just feel like it was God's will for me to be in the right place at the right time.
And again, tonight, that 1-year-old baby has been released from the hospital and is in protective custody. And Walton tells me he feels like he has a bond with the child after what happened and hopes to get updates on the boy as he grows up. Live in studio tonight, Jim Hummel, News 15.
Well, he may not think he's a hero, but I sure do. And I'd bet anyone who listens to his story is with me on that one. Thank God he was there when he was, so he could spot him and save him. And even though police have not yet shared how that precious baby ended up by the side of the highway, or how his precious 4-year-old brother ended up in that lake, we do know that they tracked down the boy's mother, Aaliyah Jack, some 350 miles away from where they were found, in Mississippi, at a train station, waiting for a train to help her skip town.
New developments tonight after a 1-year-old was found crawling alongside a southwest Louisiana highway and his 4-year-old brother found dead in a body of water. Tonight, their mother faces charges of murder and child cruelty. 25-year-old Aaliyah Jack of Lake Charles was arrested in Mississippi after her 4-year-old son Legend was found dead behind the Louisiana Welcome Center in Vinton Monday. A truck driver spotted her 1-year-old son King Trail crawling alone next to I-10 on Tuesday morning. Now, officials said the 1-year-old survived 2 days in a ditch near the Louisiana-Texas border, weathering the wind and rain brought by Hurricane Beryl. Now, officials say it's a miracle the baby was found alive.
And we looked at this 1-year-old as our miracle baby because he was still alive. Unbelievable. This kid spent 2 days out in the weather on the side of the highway. Thank God that trucker seen him.
Jack was originally arrested on a charge of failure to report a missing child. She now faces a second charge of failure to report a missing child, along with a count of second-degree murder and a count of cruelty to a juvenile. At last check, Jack was being held in Mississippi on a $9.1 million bond, waiting to be extradited back to Louisiana.
So now she's charged with murder and cruelty to her own children. So I guess we know police don't believe 4-year-old Legend accidentally drowned in that lake. And they have a pretty good idea who dumped 1-year-old King Trail on the side of a highway to die. Now, I won't go into what an evil lowlife POS I think their egg donor is, other than to say that, according to news reports, Jack's mother, the maternal grandmother of Legend and King Trail, told the news that she and the boy's paternal grandmother had been taking care of the boys for Jack, and they had been staying with her and were safe and cared for until her mother passed away, and Jack went to the funeral and took her 2 boys away from her mother and fled. When her mother tried to reach her to find out where she took the boys, she said she only received a strange text back from Jack, showing her car buried in some bushes, looking like she may have been in an accident, which she said concerned her. So she kept calling and calling Jack, trying to get the boys back, but she never heard back from her. The next thing she found out was that her 4-year-old grandson's body was found in the water behind the Vinton Welcome Center, and her 1-year-old grandson and daughter were nowhere to be found. She said her heart is broken. She just buried her mother, then her 4-year-old grandson, and she said she still needs to prepare to fight for custody of King Trail to get him back from protective custody. Her entire world has fallen apart, and none of it would have happened if Jack would have left her 2 boys in her mother's care, where they were safe and loved by both of their grandmothers. But apparently, she couldn't have that, and instead chose to end her 4-year-old's life and, hell, pitch her precious 1-year-old into a ditch on the side of the highway. You know, just to see what happens. You know, how long he'll survive there, alone, during a hurricane, without any food or water, not knowing the dangers of the highway. Now, earlier I spared y'all by not going into what an evil, lowlife POS I think their egg donor was. But now, I'm not feeling so generous. So, you'll have to excuse the next part. He did survive. you evil POS. He survived for 2 days. On his own. Without you. Because he's better off without you. And a hero trucker came and saved him, despite what you tried to do to him. But nobody will be coming to save you. And as far as I'm concerned, they can pitch you into a maximum security prison by the side of the highway. You know, just to see what happens. You know, how long you'll survive there. Alone, with all the violence, without any peace or protection, not knowing the dangers that await you, with no hero on his way to save you. God bless Legend and King Trail, who deserved so much better than their evil egg donor gave them. I pray that little King Trail is reunited with his family soon and protected from his evil mother for the rest of his life. Thank you for watching. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you on my next video.